Hey everybody, Thomas here. Thank you very much for joining me. It is the 20th of April, and you know what that means. Another Monday and another mailbag. All right then, 9 big packages this week, so it is a pretty good haul for the week. No idea what's in these, so let's get right to it. Let's open them together and see what we have, shall we? And this first one is from Macmillan. This first one is an ARC. The author is Melinda Snodgrass, and the book is called Edge of Dawn. And this is the 3rd book in a series that has been coming out in sort of a spread out schedule. And admittedly, sadly I hadn't really added it to the queue or paid much attention to it, but maybe I should do it. But the first 2 books in this series are The Edge of Reason and The Edge of Ruin. And let me just read up on this. It says, in series opener, The Edge of Reason, we met Officer Richard Oort of the Albuquerque Police Department, who became caught in the middle of a primal battle. Essentially, since the dawn of consciousness, a secret war has been fought between the forces of magic and religious fanaticism and the cause of reason, understanding, and technology. So it sounds like it'd be right up my street. On one side are the Old Ones, malign entities that feed on the suffering of mankind. On the other are the Lumina, an ancient order dedicated to the liberation of the human spirit. Yeah, why I haven't really gotten around to these, I honestly don't know. It's because too many books come in and it's hard enough to choose from as it is. But this is The Edge of Dawn, following Edge of Reason and Edge of Ruin. It comes out August 5th, August 4th. And so if you'd like for me to check out the earlier volumes in this series and get around to reviewing them, please let me know in the comments. And here is a very thickly, tightly bundled up package from Canada. Okay, these are a couple of small press titles. I get so many small press queries, and I very much regret not being able to respond to every single last one of them. Every now and again, one will pop up, and I say, that book looks kind of interesting, and I'll give it a shot. But there are so many of you, and if you have sent me a query and I haven't responded yet, I really apologize. It's just the volume is massive, but don't let that deter you. In any event, let's have a look at these. All right, well, this first one here is something called Children of Arcadia. The author is M. Darusha Wem, I suppose. And what's this next one here? Okay, this is the one that actually appeared in the email. I guess that was just another one they bundled in there. But this is called Contagion, Air. The author is Alison Sinclair, the 2nd volume of something called The Plague Conspiracy. So, without that, I can't really read this one. But in any event, these are from a small press in Canada called Bundoran Press Publishing House. And there you go, small press SF. A hardcover from the Penguin Group. Oh, how nice. This is a young adult fantasy that's coming out really soon, and it's been building up a whole lot of buzz. Although I didn't get the ARC version for it. Apparently, if you got the ARC, there was a little, maybe it was pewter or aluminum letter opener in the shape of a sword that came with it. Would have been fun to have that. But in any event, this is called An Ember in the Ashes. The author is, I guess, Shabah Tahir. Would be how you, it's already a big deal. Foreign rights sold in 24 countries, optioned by Paramount, and a 7-figure deal. Alrighty then, comes out April 28th, next Tuesday. It's a thought-provoking, heart-wrenching, and pulse-pounding read, blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's get to the plot synopsis part, shall we? Yeah, because this is just such a huge sell sheet and press kit thing. Alright, here we go. This is the story of Leia, a girl who, in spite of her fear, will risk everything, her freedom, her safety, her life, in an attempt to save her brother, the only family she has left. It's the story of Elias, a young man raised from boyhood to be a member of an elite and ruthless force of military assassins, and desires nothing more than to be free of the empire that owns him. It's also the story of Helena, whose capacity for great love is eclipsed only by the loyalty she has to a regime she can't bring herself to question. Of Marcus, a man, characters everywhere, a man whose ambition and bloodlust will cost him the only thing he ever cared about. Of Keenan, a boy whose faith in a resistance group has trapped him in a corrupt and hopeless cause. Love, loyalty, freedom, friendship, all will be put to the test when lines are crossed and the violence comes to a head. All right, doesn't exactly, trade on a whole heck of a lot of originality, but that doesn't matter if it's exciting storytelling. So hopefully we'll see if we get some really exciting storytelling. Hollywood seems to think so. An Ember in the Ashes, April 28th. I mean, that really is a very lush and pretty hardcover edition. All right, this one comes from Penguin Random House. All right, everyone, we have been waiting for a while for some new China Mieville, and what we're getting is a story collection, but something is better than nothing. This is on sale August 4th. It's a story collection called 3 Moments of an Explosion. And let's have a look here. Sell sheet says, London awakes one morning to find itself besieged by a sky full of floating icebergs. Destroyed oil rigs, mysteriously reborn, clamber from the sea and onto the land, driven by an obscure but violent purpose. An anatomy student cuts open a cadaver to discover impossibly intricate designs carved into a corpse's bones. Designs clearly present from birth, bearing mute testimony to what? Of such concepts and unforgettable images are made the 28 stories in this collection, many published here for the first time, by turn speculative, satirical, and heart-wrenching, fresh in form and language, and featuring a cast of damaged yet hopeful seekers who come face to face with the deep weirdness of the world, and at times the deeper weirdness of themselves. 3 Moments of an Explosion is a fitting showcase for one of our most original voices. China Mieville comes out, again, in August 4th. China's previous story collection, which you can see a review of on my website, called Looking for Jake, wasn't as impressed with that as I am with his novels, but already the stories in here sound much, much better. So, anyway, expecting kind of neat things, twisted, weird, deep, odd, strange things. Well, here's something that has come completely out of the blue. I don't usually get, you know, the kind of SFF that is marketed as literary mainstream, but this comes from Vintage Books. It's called The Vorrh, V-O-R-R-H. The author is B. Catling, I suppose. And it has a very enthusiastic blurb from Alan Moore on the front. Take a look at how they've done this sell sheet. It's like you get this strange logo and then you open it up to see the weirdness inside here. The Vorrh, O'Brien Catling. Okay, well, let's see what it has to offer, shall we? Next to the colonial town of Essenwald sits the Vorrh, a vast, perhaps endless forest. It is a place of demons and angels, of warriors and priests. Sentient and magical, the Vorrh bends time and wipes memory. Legend has it that the Garden of Eden still exists at its heart. Now a renegade English soldier aims to be the first human to traverse its expanse. Armed with only a strange bow, he begins his journey, but some fear the consequences of his mission, and a native marksman has been chosen to stop him. Around them swirl a remarkable cast of characters, including a cyclops raised by robots, and a young girl with tragic curiosity, as well as historical figures, such as writer Raymond Roussel and photographer Edward Muybridge. While fact and fictional blend and the hunter will become the hunted, everyone's fate hangs in the balance under the will of the Vorrh. And it's got praise from Jeff Vandermeer, Alan Moore, Terry Gilliam, and a host of very interesting people. Okay, sold. What do you guys think? The Vorrh by Brian Catling. When does this come out? It comes out April 28th, next week. I like how you can say that title, like the Vorrh. Except I can't roll my R's, damn it. I have never been able to roll my R's, and I consider it a horrible injustice in life. Oh, and here's a bittersweet book to get at this point. This is The Long Utopia. It's the newest book in the series, which is a collaboration between the late Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. This one is The Long Utopia. If you would like for me to go ahead and you know, do a series of videos with each of these books, I'll be very happy to. I mean, it kind of needs to be done. Yet another bit of catching up I have to do. But this one arrives June 23rd. All right. There's, as I understand, a bit more Stephen Baxter than Terry Pratchett in this series, but, you know, still worth reading. So let me know if you would like for me to do the Long Earth series in toto on the channel. And another Penguin Random House package. Okay, Star Warsians, well, we have Lords of the Sith. You know, we've all been excited by the new trailer for the new film, and then news about the other film, and, you know, the books are now just starting to really roll out. So this is by Paul S. Kemp. This comes out next Tuesday, April 28th. You know, the newest, I'm guessing that this, that the new books are all being tied into the new film, part of that series chronology. If you follow the books, admittedly I don't, just too much material out there. But in any event, Lords of the Sith, and I understand that, you know, he upset the usual gang of idiots who tend to get upset by this sort of thing when it was announced that I think one of the characters in the story here is gay. So, yeah, whatever. You know, grow up, I have to say to some people. But in any event, yes, 4/28/15, Lords of the Sith by Paul S. Kemp. And when it's a big white envelope, it's a tour book. And hooray, we are continuing the memoirs of Lady Trent. This is Voyage of the Basilisk, the new book by Marie Brennan, and god damn it, it is now time for me to read these, because I really, really want to. But this follows up with A Natural History of Dragons and The Tropic of Serpents. The whole idea, let's see, it's the... It's a Voyage of the Basilisk. Yes, it's a delightful adventure in an alternate fantasy world, sharing much with our own early 19th century, so Age of Exploration, etc. Let's see, featuring a headstrong female... Was that the Age of Exploration, or was that earlier? No, the Age of Exploration was earlier, but people, I guess, were still exploring. Anyway, featuring a headstrong female whose intellect and will won't be stifled by her times, and a refreshingly scientific take on the well-worn fantasy trope of dragons, this series provides a delightfully admirable heroine and promises to please both genre fans and skeptics. Particularly enriching the narrative are the beautiful illustrations by Todd Lockwood littered throughout. This one is, in fact, already on the racks. It's already been released by Tor. Voyage of the Basilisk, the third Lady Trent book. Yeah, the covers for that are phenomenal. And finally, something from the Hachette group. This is a book called The Warring States. It's book 2 in the Wave trilogy by Aidan Hart, and it is the sequel to a book that they probably sent me like 3 copies of last year, damn it, called Irenicon. And now The Warring States has, well, it says it's already been released. April 7th is what they're saying. But in any event, yes, well, can't read really too much of the synopsis to avoid spoilers, but the first volume was Irenicon. I think that was is in paperback now. And now The Warring States continues on the trilogy. Always up for a good epic fantasy, so let me know if you want me to pursue these. And that's it, everybody. That is the mailbag for the 20th. I think it's an exciting bundle of stuff. Some interesting surprises and unexpected things in here. I'm really intrigued by the Vor. But let me know what it is in all of this batch that you guys like the look of, because there really is actually a ton of stuff. Otherwise, usual thing, leave a like if you enjoyed watching, share this video far and wide with your SFF reading friends, and above all, please subscribe. That is how SFF180 grows as a channel, and I've been really, really grateful for all of the recent growth that has been going on. So, until next time, see you soon, happy reading.